one particular area. And what's the most famous thing out of this particular area?
The Jacobs photos.
Absolutely. The fact that we're seeing such a cluster of reports in the same general area as where the Jacobs photographs were obtained really supports the legitimacy of both the photographs and the sightings in the area. Two reports from that area really grabbed our attention, and those are the ones we're going to go check out.
Matt and I are on our way to meet with Ethan. This was the young lad that showed up at the town hall that kind of won all of our hearts. I've never seen someone so expressive, excited, frightened, and adamant all at the same time. I need to go to this spot. Listen to Ethan again, put him there, and have him tell us what he saw that day. Because I'm thinking this is a kid with a huge imagination. So Ethan, can you tell me what happened, every detail from that day?
Okay, I woke up at 7:30 a.m. and I sat on the couch and my dog was barking at something serious. I just got up and walked to the door and I saw it.
We've traveled to the Appalachian Mountains of Pennsylvania to look into a Bigfoot video obtained by two teenagers, but we concluded that was most likely a hoax. So we traveled to the Allegheny National Forest and conducted a good night investigation where Bobo and Cliff may have heard a knock response. We left Bobo to continue investigating the area while the rest of us go meet with some of the more compelling witnesses from the town hall meeting.
My dog was barking at something serious. I just got up and walked to the door and I saw it walking on all fours. It started right here. He might have came out of the woods and then it just...
It's on all fours?
Yep, on all fours. And then just leaped over this.
Okay.
And then it grabbed this and got up and then ran right in there.
What is that direction?
It's just trees up there, as far as I know.
Usually when we get reports from a kid who's so young, we really have to be skeptical about them because so often kids at that age have very active imaginations. But what was odd about this one, the way Ethan described it moving at first on all fours before getting up on two legs and then walking off into the forest, that's some pretty specific behavior. It's definitely not something a bear would be able to do just because it's reaching up and pulling itself up. But Sasquatches can do that, and him describing this to me, it really makes the story ring true. Were you afraid after you saw that? Were you scared about...
I was a bit scared, yeah.
I have never seen him so frantic in my life.
I was frozen. I couldn't even speak that well.
What did its head look like?
Its head, it was brown and big and hairy. It was about like this big. It was like super big. It did not have a snout like a bear. It just had like a Bigfoot nose. The ears were covered in hair, but the top of the head, it had hair, but there was some spots on it. I would say the Bigfoot had a mange problem. It looked absolutely weird.
I haven't seen someone this expressive in a long time. He said that he basically saw Bigfoot with a skin condition. I mean, he's telling me details with such fervor. You want to believe him.
So how big did it look compared to her?
It was about up to her neck when it was crouching down on all fours. And then when it's standing up, it was about like a half of her bigger. It was big.
He says it was your size and half again above you. You're 6 foot, so what, 9 feet then? At this distance and the height he's describing, I do believe Ethan really did see a Bigfoot. He knows what bears look like, and he knows what people look like. He said this thing looked like a Bigfoot, and I think there's probably more Bigfoots around there than there are people doing imitations of Bigfoots in people's backyards. Okay, I got an idea there. I do believe you saw what you're saying you saw, and I think that thing was a Bigfoot.
Well, this much I know for sure. But the height that you touched that tree and where its head would have been, it's not a bear. And it's pretty much out of a person's range, so I needed to be there to see what you saw that day.
I'm sure that is what I saw. I'm sure I saw a Bigfoot.
Ethan's a great kid, and he tells a great story. But did he really see a Bigfoot? Without physical evidence or seeing it for myself, I can't rule out the possibility that this kid's overactive imagination may have gotten the best of him.
You don't understand.
Oh, I'm too young.
Sit down, bitch.
Hey, get down a little more, Pablo.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So dumb. Hey, Tyler, change fish.
The holy mackerel.
Can I hold that fish? I wanna hold that fish. Give me that.